Hey guys, welcome back to Think Beautiful, the channel where I discuss Harry's crisis management. Because in this episode, I'm going to show you why I now realize that all of this tour is coming very likely, in my opinion, from Method Communication. Now, this is the company that Meredith Maines has engaged to handle Harry and Meghan's crisis management. And goodness knows they need it because I'm going to show you a bit about this guy here on the left, and you'll realize that this whole stunt has to be crisis management because it just makes no sense. It is such a stretch. This guy, Harry, is at the end, clearly. He has nothing left. He is reaching hard. So let me talk you through this one. Now, this guy here on the left, he is a Ukrainian chef. He seems to be very well known. I've not heard of him. That doesn't mean anything, but he seems to be very big. I'm going to say this, I might get some crap for this, but he seems a bit like the Gordon Ramsay of Ukraine. I could be completely wrong, but he has a restaurant and he has products, so he's kind of that caliber. Now, this is his Instagram page. This picture has come from his Instagram page. Okay, here he is here, Kloptenko, all right, with the craziest hair you've ever seen. Still more hair than Harry, even though half of it is shaved off. Okay, now you can go and check him out on Instagram. Go for it. He's a character for sure. And he put this post up, and I'm going to read this to you. Now, I had to do the translation, of course, but this is what it says. Prince Harry arrived to Ukraine, and I immediately thought he must taste what his mother loved. So straight away, he's going into this thing about Diana. Like, can we just leave Diana out of it? This is why I know for sure this is crisis management, because this guy, this chef in Ukraine, doesn't care who Diana is. Why is this coming up? This is a setup, or as Harry would say, a stitch up. Because once an Englishwoman wrote a letter to the palace to find out which dish Princess Diana loved most. The answer was simple: borscht soup, a little adapted, but the essence remains. Therefore, together with his restaurant, with the tag right there, we prepared him a real Ukrainian borscht, duck porridge, some other ingredient I'm not sure, and cheese. All this went with him on the train back. Watch out for Meghan's Instagram there. You'll probably see that very soon. And not to forget the taste, a jar of borscht dressing with his brand. This is an ad for this guy right now. And my phone number so that when it's ready, you text me. What is that about? Because Ukrainian food is not just about saturation. What? She is about us, about the roots, and even about the royal families. Moi, okay? Mwah. Whatever. Okay, I don't know what this post is exactly meant to be going on about, but there's a few things to come out of this. First of all, this is an ad for this guy. He is just promoting himself. Why is Harry doing this? He's meant to be in Ukraine to be supporting Invictus. He's meant to be helping the veterans over in the Ukraine. Now he's promoting a random chef. Is this some kind of cross promotion for Meghan? What is this garbage? And why is Diana coming up? Honestly, in any corner of the world, this guy can find something about Diana. I swear, in a blade of grass, in some random forest, he can tie it back to Diana. Honestly, it's a skill at this point in time. But this has to be crisis management because there's no other explanation. It is craziness. Now, I'm going to take you down a little rabbit hole that I went on after I read that post because I had never heard of this story about an English woman writing a letter to the palace to find out what Diana's favorite food was. And it is actually a thing. Now, he also posted this image. This is the letter from Buckingham Palace. Now, it's not the letter. He doesn't have the letter from 1981. Don't you worry. He has just printed this off the internet. Like anyone can do this. And he looks like he's meant to be driving, by the way. But anyway, that's another point. But He also, and I'll get to this as well, this is the jar. This is what Harry was given. Now, as you can see, this is all about self promotion. It's got his face on it. Harry makes a point in the video, hey, that's you looking good or something. I mean, Meghan's probably going to steal this idea and put her face on all her jams or something. But this is the article to prove that this actually happened. Princess Diana revealed her favorite dish was a Ukrainian beetroot soup in unearthed letters. Obviously, Harry's team have found this. They're digging it up, like literally digging up Diana right now, and couldn't wait to use this. Maybe this is why he's in Ukraine. Maybe this is the real reason. With personal chefs on hand, it might be expected that members of the royal family would have expensive taste when it comes to cooking. But unearthed letters have revealed how Princess Diana's favorite dish was actually a humble Ukrainian beetroot soup. The revelation was made after a care home charity in Johannesburg wrote to famous people asking for their most loved recipes for a charity project in 1981, the year she married Prince Charles. One of the individuals to write back was the late royal, and her response was put into a cookbook by Abel Elizabeth Home for the mentally handicapped and sold locally. So she did this for charity. All she had to do was tell them her favorite recipe, her favorite food, and she did that. So she had it on a Buckingham Palace letterhead. It's pretty iconic. So here she is. This is what it says. Dear Mrs. Hopley, the Lady Diana Spencer has asked me to thank you very much for your letter. The Lady Diana's favourite recipe is borscht soup. It has the following ingredients: beetroot, natural yogurt, onions, chicken stock, milk, sour cream, salt, and pepper. And that's all you get. That's all she asked for. That's all she gets. But pretty interesting. I had never heard of this story before. How has someone in Ukraine heard this? Honestly, have you guys heard this? I'd love to hear your opinion on this, but this is so random for me. And look, it ties into Ukraine perfectly. So I don't know. This is crisis management, if you ask me. Now, this article also had a very interesting piece of information because it goes on. However, one of those who refused the charity's request was Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. An aide responded that it was not possible for her favourite meal to be publicly released due to official rules. Can you believe that? So here is the Queen Mother. Oh my goodness, so, so beautiful. And this is the letter that she wrote back. Okay, keeping in mind Diana already sent her very, very basic recipe. It's just a beetroot soup. But this is what the Queen Mother said. Dear Mrs. Hopley, Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, has asked me to thank you for your letter in which you tell Her Majesty of the Avril Elizabeth Homes and of the work being done for mentally and physically handicapped children in South Africa. Just remember that. This is for a charity that supports mentally and physically handicapped children. I am afraid it is not possible for the Queen Mother to send you a recipe for your proposed cookbook, as there is a rule whereby Queen Elizabeth never gives recipes to anyone, however worthy the cause. Wow. I am sorry to have to send you this reply, which I fear will cause disappointment, but the Queen Mother bids me send you her best wishes for every success with your fundraising appeal. Can you believe that? How times have changed? Because back then in 1981, the Queen Mother would not even tell anyone a recipe because it would break royal protocol. Well, look at this. Just a few years later, we get these two telling the world everything, every secret, rolling out the R word, all kinds of things about the royal family. What would the Queen Mother have thought of this? Oh, I would love to know. And what about this? What would she have thought about this? She wouldn't give a recipe for a charity that was to help physically handicapped children. This guy did it for just the paycheck, and they did this for nothing. OMG, I couldn't believe that. I had to tell you that story. That is crazy. Royal protocol has certainly changed a lot because really, there were no real repercussions for these two when you think about it. Harry's still meeting with the king. Sounds to me like he might have just got his half in, half out model. It's looking very much like it, if you ask me. So there you go. Harry in Ukraine talking about some chef and his restaurant and his products, bringing up Diana. This has to be crisis management. This is a mess, a complete mess. So, this is from the Archwell website. Of course, this is garbage. I had to edit this because it is a mission of crisis management to Ukraine. That is all this is. But, guys, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Why is Diana coming up again? What is going on? This is like an obsession at this point, but this is one of the most far reaching things I have ever seen from this guy. Wow. Travels all the way to Ukraine and is still banging on about Diana. Is this crisis management working? I don't think so. I can see straight through this. But guys, thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe, and I'll keep these videos coming. Thank you. Bye.